UFC 326 just finished, and I'm going to be matchmaking every single fight. Well, not every fight, every single key fighter from that UFC card on here. This template looks very familiar for some people, but this is the best template to use. So thank you for paving the way. Like to subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys like this video. That means a lot to me. First, Charles Oliveira, dominating performance. Was it a little gay? Yeah. Yeah. For a BMF fight, you shouldn't be fighting like that. I don't care. I don't care. If it was a regular fight, if it was a title fight, I would understand. I'm like, all right, whatever. You got to do what you got to do to win. BMF, you're here to entertain. You're here to have fun, right? You're here to entertain fans. And what you did, Charles Oliveira, wasn't entertaining. And yeah, am I salty because I said Max Holloway was going to win and put actual pesos and fiat on him? Yeah, I'm salty. But whatever, he got the job done. He looked dominant. He looked exactly like how he should have, especially what we saw of what he did to Michael Chandler in the second fight. We're like, damn, maybe we should have paid more attention, whoever took Holloway to win that fight, and paid attention to the Chandler 2 fight and see, hey, this guy actually when he wants to grapple and want to be a good body lock Greco-Roman style wrestler, he can do it. Charles Oliveira, who should he be fighting? He should be fighting Arman Tsarukyan. Run it back. Run it back. You have to. I mean, who else is Arman Tsarukyan going to fight, right? They don't want to give him a title shot. You have Gaethje fighting Ilia Topuria now. Who else is he going to fight? I think that Ilia Topuria and Gaethje will fight. They're obviously going to fight in June, right, for that White House card. And then I don't see them fighting again probably till maybe December or January, Ilia Topuria. So I'm assuming that that's what's going to happen. And Arman Tsarukyan is going to wait, 9 more months until that fight happens? Crazy. He's not going to do that. Do Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan for the number 1 contender fight. Again, Charles Oliveira, if he wins, I mean, crazy. We're going to be watching him versus Ilia too, because I don't really give Gaethje a shot anyways, right? To be fair. And we saw what Ilia Topuria did to Oliveira. So how good is Ilia Topuria, right? Arman Tsarukyan versus him will be a good matchup. Next, Max Holloway. Max Holloway. What do we do with him, man? I mean, this is a really, really bad loss. Realistically, does he beat Paddy Pimblett? I think he does, but I don't think you make that fight. That could be a possibility. I like that fight also. Max Holloway versus Paddy Pimblett. That makes a lot of sense. But let's give him another fighter that's trying to make his way up into that top 4 in the division, who's a very exciting fighter, who can be a part of the BMF talks. Let's give him Benoit Saint Denis. Let's give him another grappler. We want to see him Max Holloway against another grappler because we really haven't seen it in his whole career. Maybe against Frankie Edgar, probably the only one. But again, Frankie Edgar's kind of small. Benoit Saint Denis is a grappler. He goes forward. He pushes the pace. Let's see him versus Max Holloway. If he can take down Max Holloway, is he going to submit Max Holloway? And is Max Holloway going to be better in his takedown defense, right? That makes a lot of sense. And he's not really a double leg guy either. He's more of I'll grab a single leg to body lock to let me overpower you type of wrestler Benoit Saint Denis is, right? Judokist. Next is Cal Barrio. Cal Barrio's fight against Reinier de Ridder was lackluster. It was awful. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible. It was fun to watch, entertaining, but technique-wise, it was terrible. Terrible. Both guys' chins in the air. Cal Barrio's hands are down, backing up in a straight line. It was bad to see, but he won the fight. Who else should he be fighting? I think he's going to be right next there for another contender spot. Let's give him Brendan Allen. It's a log jam right now with Strickland up there, with Imavov up there. Hamzat never wants to fight, it seems like. So we have to just play it by ear, and let's do Brendan Allen versus Cal Barrio. They both beat RDR. I think that Brendan Allen's performance was a lot better than Cal Barrio. So let them two fight. Then they will fight for a number 1 contender spot later on, maybe against somebody else that's going up in the division, right? I mean, I don't know. That division is just too much logjam because of Hamzat Chimaev, but that fight makes sense. Brendan Allen hasn't fought since the RDR fight, which was not that long ago, right? It was like 4 months ago, 5 months ago. So it's coming up to hey, we got to start fighting again. Cal Barrio usually fights pretty often. He fights every 4 months. So that fight should be next. Next is Reinier de Ridder. Reinier de Ridder, he lost again, second straight loss, right? Versus Brendan Allen, he lost on the Fight Night main event. Then he lost to Cal Barrio. He needs to be fighting someone lower in the division. Actually, not really lower in the division, but someone who just lost recently. And this fight makes a lot of sense because it was supposed to happen. So let's give him Fluffy Hernandez. This fight was supposed to happen. Reinier de Ridder pulled out, I believe. and then Fluffy fought somebody else, right? Am I crazy? Is that what happened? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Fluffy Hernandez Tapologies. Yeah, he fought somebody else, and then yeah, he fought. Oh, he didn't fight at all. Actually, they just canceled his fight. Yeah, so they just run that back because both are on a loss. Both showed that they're not top 4 guys. All right, let's give them another chance. Let's see if they're top 7 guys. You can do that. You can do this too. Them two fighting. I also thought maybe Randy Ritter versus the winner of Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. I was thinking that as well, but that doesn't really make sense to me. If Adesanya wins, is he fighting RDR? I don't think that makes sense. But I think Fluffy versus Randy Ritter makes sense for maybe like a main event somewhere, 5-round fight. Raul Rosas, he beat Rob Font. He demolished Rob Font. No damage done that whole entire fight. Raul Rosas, he should be fighting someone above Rob Font in the division now that he's ranked. And let's just go one spot ahead, right? Let's ease Raul Rosas into this because he's 21 years old only. We don't want to just feed him to the sharks, right? He has a crazy look, right? That underbite is insane. Let's get him Vinicius Oliveira. Chin maxing at his finest. I think that's what the kids say now. Chin maxing is Raul Rosas Jr. Let's give him Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira just lost to Mario Bautista early this year. Vinicius Oliveira's grappling looks like absolute garbage, and let's have him go against a good grappler like Raul Rosas. We'll build Raul Rosas easily. We'll ease him into the division. Give him a nice number 12, number 11 win versus Vinicius Oliveira. That makes a lot of sense to me. You could have also went Cheeto Vera route, but Cheeto Vera I think might be is it too much of a step up? Probably not, but I think that you can make that fight later on, and it's not a lot of hype around Cheeto Vera right now. So I'm gonna put Vinicius Oliveira, even though the hype's kind of dead on him as well. But that makes a lot more sense to me. Next is Drew Dober. Who is Drew Dober gonna fight? He just beat the African American Michael Johnson, where he slimes out African Americans like it's like he's part of the white the white blankets, right? And he slimed him out. I mean, what else does I say? Round 2, slime out. There was a crazy tweet that said that Michael Johnson's nephew was held hostage by the gangster disciples in St. Louis, Missouri, and he was going to get slimed out in round 2, and that's exactly what happened. But also Drew Dober, Michael Johnson's a sucker for an overhand. We've seen the overhand multiple times versus Michael Johnson, right? Versus Josh Emmett. Somebody else slimed him with an overhand as well. But Drew Dober, he should be fighting because he's not really a gatekeeper. He's probably passed out in his career. He should just get fun fights. Oh, never mind. I was talking about Drew Dober. Let's go to Rob Font. We'll do this. Let's give him Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper's fighting coming up on March 28th. I forgot who he's fighting, but he's fighting on March 28th. Let's give him Chase Hooper versus Drew Dober. That makes a lot of sense to me. Rob Font just lost to Raul Rosas. He's a gatekeeper, right? Let's give him Jacob Wicklax, who beat Patchy Mix, who's now losing to 17-year-olds or 19-year-olds in Ryzen. He just beat Muin Gafarov. Let's give Jacob Wicklax, Rob Font, have him in that border of that top 15 because now Rob Font is the Neil Magny's of the bantamweight division, and that's sad to say. Let's give him that, right? So we have Chase Hooper for Drew Dober, Jacob Wicklax for Rob Font. That makes a lot of sense to me. Next, we have RoboCop, who destroyed Bruno Ferreira with one punch, his first punch he ever thrown, first punch he landed. Just a tight overhand, or you can say a tight overhand. I look more like against Bruno Ferreira, and I think he should be fighting. It's actually a good matchup. And people are going to say I'm crazy, but let's give him Dricus Du Plessis. Why Dricus Du Plessis hasn't fought in forever. RoboCop fights a lot, right? He fights like every 2 or 3 months. This guy fights a lot. Let's have them two fight each other. They don't fight ever. This makes a lot of sense to me. This makes perfect sense to me because Dricus Du Plessis, let's give him a guy that's good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling, right? In RoboCop, but also would stay on the feet. Dricus is very smart, very powerful. I like this matchup a lot. We have Dricus back into the fray of the contendership if he wins, and then you also have RoboCop there to advance because he's getting old now. He's getting 34 years old or 33 years old, whatever he is. He's getting up there in age. I want to have RoboCop versus DDP. That makes a lot of sense to me right there. A lot of sense to me. Next, we have Cody Garbrandt. So Cody Garbrandt just won via fluke against Chao Long or Long Chao. He got nut shot twice. They deduct 2 points Long Zhao, and he somehow lost the fight even though he won 30-27 in my eyes. I think it was clear 30-27. Somehow a judge gave a round to Cody Garbrandt in the third, where Cody Garbrandt was just running away for maybe 4 minutes of that round, besides like a nasty combo here and there. But Long Zhao, or Zhao Long, was dominating that third round with pressure, with kicks, with punches, and they gave that round to Cody Garbrandt because they felt bad because he got nut shot twice in that round. Crazy. But some of the judges gave him the first round, even though the only thing he really landed was that sneaky elbow that had a flash knockdown, even though he got dominated for the rest of the round. I thought he lost it, but hey, Cody Garbrandt getting a win in big 2026. What else can you say? Cody Garbrandt should be fighting next is Malcolm Wellmaker. This is a great fight to make. Malcolm Wellmaker just off a loss versus Ethan Ewing. Let's build back Malcolm Wellmaker. Let's give him a boxer. We say, hey, Cody Garbrandt, you can have Malcolm Wellmaker, who's a powerful striker. He'll box with you. You like to box, and you have the threat of taking him down. You can either take him down or you can box with him. Whatever you want, Cody Garbrandt. This is a winnable fight for you. That's how you sell it to Cody Garbrandt. Let's have him get slimed out by Malcolm Wellmaker. Malcolm Wellmaker should destroy Cody Garbrandt if they fight this, and let's just end Cody Garbrandt's career. I mean, we're over him. We're over him, right? We're over him. He's not UFC caliber. Let's not lie. And let's have him go against Malcolm Wellmaker. This is peak matchmaking right here. Next is Dante Johnson. Johnson or Jackson, whatever his name is. Dante Johnson. He fought Cody Brundage and was absolutely awful. Awful. One of the worst, weirdest stance I've ever seen in my life. If you guys remember a fighter like his name is Deron Wynn, right? He used to fight under AKA Daniel Cormier's protege, quote unquote. Good wrestler. That's how Dante Johnson fights like. He fights like him, but I think Deron Wynn is better. And it's crazy to say, but I think Dante Johnson his wrestling sucks. He's straight legged when his knees are locked when he's striking. I don't know how he's getting any torque or power. And he was awful versus Cody Brundage. Didn't land one meaningful punch versus Cody Brundage the entire fight. Has no front headlock sequences, no Darce, no Anaconda, no Peruvian necktie, no guillotine, no 10-finger guillotine. He has no system of jiu-jitsu ever. I don't understand why Cody Brundage didn't mount him and just destroy him, because his jiu-jitsu is trash, and he doesn't even have a front headlock sequence. Like I'm not asking to be Alberto Montes who Anaconda Ricky Tercios today, but like at least we do something. Threaten something like jiu-jitsu. You're a UFC fighter, for goodness sake, begging for better pay. You should be able to do something. So let's give Dante Johnson. I want to see him get slimed out. I'm over him. Right? Give him Cesar Almeida. You want to strike big guy? All right, we'll give you a striker. We'll give you Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida, meet Dante Johnson. I want to see this fight. This fight makes a lot of sense to me. If Dante Johnson's the real deal that people think he is, then you should be fighting a guy Cesar Almeida's caliber, like a top 45, top 50 middleweight in the division. Right? Or maybe like top 40 middleweight in the division. So if you want to show that you're UFC caliber, you beat him. That makes a lot of sense to me, right? If you have power and you have good striking like you think you do because you spar for an hour, you fight Cesar Almeida. That makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the month. Hopefully you guys can get me there. Thank you so much. Have a good one.